continuate the chapter Earth's movements and seasons. As it's a tilt axis where we completed up to the Earth's tilt and revolution around the sun. So the thing is that to understand in the today's class the Earth's tilt and revolution around the sun is that we can understand based on the axis. So the line which is joining from North Pole to South Pole is called axis. What is called axis? The line which is joining from North Pole and South Pole is called axis. So why we are discussing about axis? The Earth's tilt and revolution around the sun. The Earth revolves around the sun while rotating around its own axis. So which means just on balancing of this axis line, only Earth gets a rotation around the sun. Which means it was also one of the important effects to cause on the tilt, the line which is joining from the North Pole and South Pole, which we are calling axis. That line is so impactable to cause the around the sun. The Earth revolves around the sun while rotating around its own axis. It spins like a top and at the same time keeps moving forward around the sun. The motion of the Earth around the sun is called revolution. So one revolution takes 365 days and 5 hours 56 minutes. Here this was the example. So what we are discussing here, Earth's tilt and a revolution around the sun. One revolution completes around the sun by Earth takes here 365 days plus 5 hours 56 minutes to complete one revolution. What is called a revolution? The motion of the Earth. If I ask you as 2-mark question or 1-mark question, what is called a revolution? The motion of the Earth around the sun is called revolution. The Earth rotating around the sun is called one revolution, and one revolution takes time to complete 365 days, 5 hours 56 minutes. That you have to remind. This is the length of the year on the Earth. How does this cause the formation of the seasons on the Earth? Had the Earth just gone around the sun, it would have meant that a place would have had the same seasons throughout the year. Would have the same seasons throughout the year? No, we have the different types of seasons. The portion that get more sunshine would keep getting it throughout the year in the same way, and the vice versa. But this is not so because the axis of the Earth's rotation is inclined, slanting and points in the same direction throughout the year. What do we mean by the inclined axis? What do you mean by the inclined axis? If I ask you one question, throughout the year only we have one season, what will happen? Can you imagine what will happen if we have 12 months of the year only summer? Which means what will happen at that time? Do we get crops? Do we get sufficient water in the ground? Ground water level will decrease. We cannot produce the crops. We cannot get the better and good health. We get uncomfortable environment and we get unbearable heat. These are all the consequences. So finally we can say, when we get the only one season, at that time life is impossible. constantly when it comes the situation only one season is available, which means life is impossible. If the question may ask as the contemporary topic of this chapter, if you have only one season on the earth, what will happen? So that you have to write answer, the life is impossible if only we have the one season on the surface of the earth. The living beings cannot bear the condition of the one season. So we have the different seasons which are scanty, which are facility with the full of facility. These are the effects we can guess here. So the earth goes around the sun on a regular path, also called orbit, on a level plane in open space. This is called the orbital plane. The earth's axis of the rotation does not stand vertical, that is forming a 90-degree angle on this plane, but is tilted on it so as form a 66.5-degree angle. In the other words, it is tilted by 23, like Tropic of Capricorn, Tropic of Cancer, which we can see. These are the things we can. In other words, it is tilted by 23.5 degrees, 66.5 degrees, 23.5 degrees. To understand the idea, look at the following pictures where the pictures are given. Actually, if we see the earth from the sky, we will not be able to see any tilt or axis. It will appear just as the moon or sun appears to us a round disc. The tilt is the tilt of an imaginary line, the axis, and therefore can be seen visually. If we observe the earth from the sky, can we see the axis? It's an imaginary line. Axis is an imaginary line which joins North Pole and South Pole as tilt of axis to occur the rotation surrounding of the sun, which circles the surrounding of the sun, which is possible to occur the revolution in the 365 days, 5 hours 56 minutes. As earth revolves around the sun, earth's axis remains tilted in the same direction throughout the year. It keeps pointing to the pole stars, which can be seen in the northern sky in the night, and this is called the polarity of axis, which means where we can compare the three types of seasons which occurs on the different variations in the seasons, that is called the polarity of axis. When we can see the situation of the unseasonal rains or depending on the different aspects or the continuous heating balance, the global warming conditions where we can impact here. So these are also which can be seen in the northern sky in the night, and this is called the polarity of axis. In the picture you can see what happens when the earth goes around the sun in the summer. During the some months, June, the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, while in some months the southern hemisphere faces the sun. As a result, when the northern hemisphere has the summer, the southern hemisphere has its winter. When 6 months later, December, the position changes northern hemispheres, which demands, suppose this was the axis which is rotating to the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere, the seasonal changes we can get it. Like you studied in the 9th class, you studied in the 6th class, there are the 4 hemispheres. In a chapter Globe, a model of the earth, there are the 4 hemispheres which was half shaded and half, which means half night and half day, and which was half seasonal effect and of northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, eastern hemisphere, western hemisphere. These are the 4 hemispheres which are showing as the clarity about the different aspects which we studied in the 6th class also. Here once again reminded, so if suppose the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, while in some months the southern hemisphere faces the sun. As a result, when the northern hemisphere has summer, the southern hemisphere has its winter. When 6 months later, December, the position changes. Northern hemisphere has the winter and the southern hemisphere has summer. You can also see that in some months like the March and the September, it is the equator which faces the sun directly, and both the northern and the southern hemispheres get the similar amount of the energy from the sun, because directly sometimes where they are falling on the equatorial regions, these are the regions, the northern part of the equatorial region and the southern part of the equatorial region, or eastern part of the equatorial region or western part of the equatorial region, but get the variations between its climatic conditions. Let us we see next title of this chapter, temperature belts on the earth. What? Temperature belts on the earth. Temperature belts on the earth, which means it is also indicates here completely based on North Pole and South Pole. See, it is the globe, it is the earth, it is the equator. Here we get lot of heat and here lot of cold, and temperature belts when the upper air circulation or the lower air circulation, where we can find here upper air circulation, which means suppose the air which is coming from the North Pole side and the air which is coming from the South Pole. Here the upper air circulation and the lower air circulation is demanding that the pressure belts here, the temperature belts. Suppose here temperature is very warm near the equatorial regions, temperature is very warm. When the temperature belts are going to the North Pole, it can bring the changes, and here the melt of the glaciers, the melt of the polar regions can occur and happens here. Meanwhile, the temperature belts are going to the equatorial regions, which means the what heat we can receive that gets decreased here. That was the example of the temperature belts. We can see the temperature belts also here as a result of the tilt of the axis. The area which faces the sun directly keeps shifting throughout the year. In March, the sun shines directly over the equator, while in June it shines directly over the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere. Then in September, as the earth travels further around the sun, and the sun shines directly over the equator. In December, it shines over the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemispheres. So, dear 8th class students, temperature belts on the earth, the sun rays directly are falling on the equatorial regions when the heat is passing through the north or south pole, which means the heat is constantly decreases here. Or suppose from the north pole, from the north side, the temperature belts are coming to the equatorial regions, which means in the equatorial regions what heat we can find, that heat it will decreases in the constant manner when the temperature belts comes towards of the north pole and south pole. Suppose from the north pole the air pressure is coming to the equatorial regions, which means here the temperature gets down. And if suppose the temperature from the equatorial region, so lower air circulation is going to the upper air circulation, which means the temperature on the south pole or the north pole, where it was moving, which side it was moving, then the temperature variations we can find. So this was the process where we are studied the movements of the earth and seasons completely in the various aspects, and one revolution takes how many days, and how does the seasons can come, and what is an axis. These are the things we are studied in this chapter, and you do complete writing of fair note this chapter in your you note down this chapter, improve your learning questions and some 1 mark questions in your fair note with a good handwriting. And if you get any doubt, make a phone call to me. And the temperature belts on the earth, this passage you have to study. As I explained you, the areas which are from the equatorial regions to North Pole or South Pole, if when they will move, however the equatorial regions are so hot, or North Pole and South Pole is so cold. So these are the regions which we can compare with the temperature belts into the various aspects, into the various temperature measurements. So this was the Earth's movements and the seasons lesson we are completed. Do complete this chapter in your fair note also and prepare some 1 mark questions. Thank you.